Previously on Survivor.
The players officially merged, and players paired up for immunity. Some teams struggled, but despite a furious comeback by Katie and Jackie, it was Dustin and Andy who were victorious. As players mingled with each other, it became evident that Chris's immunity idol was on everyone's minds. There was concern about his gameplay and his continuous desire for voting to go to rocks.
Rocks.
The Newbies teamed up with the best in order to eliminate an unknown variable and were able to send Chris and his idol home. 7 remain, who will be voted off tonight.
Well, I think that everybody was just worried that Chris was getting a little too confident. He had an idol in his pocket for 2 rounds and showed no signs of playing it, and I think people didn't like that. And he was making me personally nervous because he kept talking about wanting to just draw rocks. So it's hard to, for a member of your group to say something like that, because then you can't necessarily count on their vote.
No, I mean, that's pretty much how it was supposed to, what the plan was going in. I mean, Drew's really kind of the mastermind right now behind things.
I'm gonna catch you up to speed on what I've been doing. Since the merge, I've been building trust with the newbies. Telling them, yes, I'll vote with you. Yes, I'll do that. Votes, I wrote Steven's name down. I was willing to write Clay's name down.
So as soon as they didn't have numbers, he basically said, well, this is how I would vote. You guys should think about it. And he said, we'll throw 2 for Steven and throw the rest at Chris as a blindside and just tell Chris that the vote's for Steven. So it pretty much worked out exactly like that.
Doing this way is pissing off a lot of jury members, but this is my strategy. I will tell them.
I was informed earlier that there may be 1 or 2. I definitely wasn't expecting 3 to come my way. Because I know that they had mentioned to Chris that they were going to try to vote me out. So I knew someone had to take some votes at some point to try to, to blindside him, but I didn't think 3 was going to actually be the thing, and from what it sounds like from the people in my alliance, it sounds like they were pretty blindsided by the 3rd one as well.
At the last minute, I told Ben to throw a vote for Steven, and that kind of threw a wrench because no one else knows I did that. And so it's one of those things that all of a sudden it was like, well, where'd that 3rd vote, come from? But I wasn't really shocked. I mean, that was pretty much exactly how I thought it was going to go.
Maybe the Katie or Jackie. I know one of them might have voted for me. So that's more a reason to, because at least I can count Chris as one of the votes against me. Then there still leaves 2 more, so I think one of those 2 might have voted for me. So
I'm assuming it's probably Steven, because he's the biggest physical threat, and he was up on the chopping block last time. So my assumption is that's what it's going to be this time.
Apparently people think I'm dangerous now, and especially being the first one back and winning the jug challenge over here with the waters. So I definitely feel like there's a little bit of a target on my back, so I'm going to have to definitely step up the social game, kind of talk to everyone here and fill out where I'm at and where they're thinking. So.
Congratulations on making the final 7, and welcome to your next immunity challenge. This one is pretty straightforward. Behind you are 6 sets of rings. So you're gonna go each and try to find one of those sets. When you do, you need to make it back over here, be one of the first 4 to make it back
I will say to this rock. Once you do, then you'll need to untie the bunch, because there's 3 rings tied together. You need to untie it, and you can pick one of these pole things. You need to be behind this wood part and get it, all 3 of your rings on the little pole thing, whatever the hell it's called. First one to do that wins immunity.
So we don't have to wait for the rest of the people to get
No,
back
you
here?
do not have to wait. There's only 6 over there, so you might get one, but you might not make it back in time to actually start throwing. And then also, you need to make sure you're on a separate pole from whoever else is going.
Got it.
Let me take the immunities back. Thank you for helping me.
Yep, you're welcome.
And by the way, this is down to 1 now, so only 1 person can win immunity. Oh, I forgot a small detail. You're going to find the rings blindfolded. And you need to make sure that your hands are touching the ground the entire time until you come back to this rock, just for safety purposes.
Our head's gonna hit the rock.
Then don't be an idiot.
Okay, and are gonna hit in points.
Then don't be an idiot.
Hands first.
Can you also
So-
make sure that there's no like scorpions or snakes?
I cannot 100% guarantee
Or
those
thorn
things. I
bushes.
will look, but odds are I'll probably be screaming, so you'll know
Okay.
that wins immunity.
All right.
Any questions? No. All right, everyone blindfold,
Oh.
please.
Yeah.
All right. Remember, your hands need to be on the ground until you get back. And
Will you tell us if we're back past the rock?
Are we on the ground?
make sure it's pretty close. It may not be like
Right now?
exact, because I just don't want you to get hurt. Yeah, we're starting in 3 seconds.
Oh.
So, survivors, ready? Is everyone ready?
Yeah.
Ready?
Go! Everyone, do. You have to be on the ground, Dustin. Last warning.
How far away are we?
I don't know, you need to find it. Annie, completely different direction than other people. Dustin,
Oh my god!
Bruce,
Feeling a mole.
Ben and Steven are crawling. Steven has the first one. Steven needs to keep his hands on the ground. Ben has one. Jackie has one. They're crawling fast. One more. Well, Drew has one.
Is that it?
There's still 2 more, but we have 4 people crawling, getting real close to the rock.
You're in my way!
Am I close? Eric, Drew, and Ben is good. He can't fly them close.
Am I good?
Ben. Watch out.
Am I good?
No.
Where?
Jackie is good. Can unblind
Am I good?
Drew is good. Can unblind himself. Time thing. There's still 2 more there, but it is done. You guys in the field are done. I have the 4 people here throwing to get their pieces on.
1.
Ben has 1. Steven has 1. Steven, second one.
This is harder than it looks.
Sissy. Steven's trying to get his last one.
Come on.
Jackie's trying just for rim shot.
Man, you can basically place it on there.
I understand that.
That's not even fair.
I got one.
No, you were like over it. Behind the line, that didn't even reach over on top of it.
Oh my God.
Yes!
Thank you.
Just barely tipped off his
I'm out of breath from crawling.
Do it, Jackie, do it!
Oh, Jackie almost made her 3rd one. It is anyone's game right now. It is anyone's game right now. Ah! Frustration setting in. Who's got the focus? Steers just bounced out.
You have like no weight, so you just fly.
Position setting in. Oh, so close for Jackie.
Oh no!
So close for Steven. Oh, so close.
So close, but so not.
Drew trying to get a second one. Everyone else trying to get the last one.
Over. It's gonna like bounce out. Death.
Oh, so close. They should keep hitting it.
Come on.
Come on. It's not over. I thought Jackie had it, but
Jackie, keep going! I can't! We got it! Okay.
got it.
Wow, came from behind.
Nice job.
That was intense. Bounced off like everyone. Oh my goodness.
My hands hurt.
You guys went far behind.
You earned it.
It was great actually. Been looking for the first win of the day, which was good. Got my energies back up. I was feeling a little like I hit a little wall before this one, but it was good to get that going and finally pulling out the bag there.
Honestly, I was surprised they even got that close. I didn't think I was actually going to get any of them on there, but I just tried to stay calm and tried to get too flustered by everyone else, getting two and everything like that. So just try to keep in my own focus on my own lane there and just try to hit that third one because that's what it came down to. But I didn't hit it in time. I actually thought Ben was going to get it a lot quicker than he did, given that he's got a slight height advantage and length advantage there.
Oh my gosh, that's the story of my life, this game. I'm always like this close from getting it. That's fine. It's better than being really far from getting it, I guess. Yeah, that was tough. I got, those rings were so light that even a small little like wisp of wind just pushed it somewhere else, so it was really hard to get a handle on that. But another good game. Foiled again.
Probably gonna go back to my base and see what they've heard about. So Drew and Annie, see if they've heard anything, which way they're leaning on voting, and probably go talk to a couple of the newbies.
Everybody kind of scrambled at after the last immunity challenge, and at this point it looks like the two other females are going to be voting for me. Ben and Dustin, are going to be voting for Steven, and they're trying to talk to Steven about getting Steven to vote for me. I'm assuming they're going to talk to me about trying to vote the other way.
Make sure that nobody else got it or saw him get it, but then everyone saw him get it.
Well, and he was so obvious, just walking around. Drew tells me that they haven't told him what that other half of the immunity idol is that we found. I'm trusting him that he's telling me the truth, but I just don't see why they wouldn't have told him that, seeing as he's been super close with all of them.
We don't want to go in case of an idol. So, your little boy over here, Drew, had an idea.
I'm putting my faith in Drew because at this point, I don't really have much of an option.
If I can pull this move off and they actually are dumb enough, my resume is clearly better than those two.
I actually feel like I'm a little behind on all of the conversations so far, so I feel like the conversations happen and then either I find out what's happening or I just assume what's happening and hope that that's what's actually happening. That's my vote. Good point.
Can we split? Is there nothing to split the votes?
But Drew's talking to me a lot. I know he really wants to get to the final couple, but to be honest, I don't have the power to get him there, so he's probably talking to the wrong person.
There it is. There's five of us.
Okay.
3 vote for Steven, 2 vote for Annie, and then it walks out there 2 votes. Because even if they play one,
Yeah.
but you give it up, like just to protect them from all this, so none of us can play.
Well, this is going to be the true test of whether we can trust Drew.
Katie is the next biggest threat.
Katie and I exchange some things, and she tells me what she knows, and I tell her what. One of us is usually in the loop.
Basically, Steven knows that there's a target on his back because of the last ceremony. So we're just going to go after Steven again because he already knows. And if he does have an idol, then he'll use it. And the backup will be that Jackie and I are going to vote for Annie.
Right now, everyone's starting to pull individuals aside. I can see a lot of people are starting to try and sway some of us from the original tribe before the merge because we're trying to stick strong with our original alliance, and everyone's trying to play everyone off against each other. I've had Steven and Drew come up to me now with asking me, who am I going to vote for? What's you guys thinking? And right now, as a consensus, I don't know the answer for that one. I don't know who we're going to go for. It's probably going to be Steven because he's such a strong competitor.
So now it'll be interesting to see how things go with Tribal Council now that we're all merged as one and there's only one immunity.
It's really interesting with the immunities. So because of the immunities, and there were several and then now it's down to one, it's obviously changing quite a bit. So the landscape is, literally, you got to go tribal to tribal right now. Steven's got to be feeling on the hot seat.
Still trust us the most in the game. He's been true to his word. We've stuck to everything. We stick to the same plan every time. And it's just been working for us so far to keep us going.
Ben is clueless. He's just been doing what Dustin wanted.
But Drew's running around talking to almost everybody. So he's coming to Katie and I hey, I want to be in the final 3. But then he's running up to Jackie and he's talking to Amy. So I think a lot of now the group is getting smaller and everybody's kind of Drew's a threat, right? And so longer he stays in, he's gonna be. But I do trust him personally. So it's an interesting dynamic.
I tried to talk to Dustin a little bit, but he says that he trusts Drew at this point at about 8 out of 10. He trusts him, so hopefully I'm putting my trust in the right people. But at this point, I don't really feel like I have an option, so I'm on the bottom.
But there's a possibility that Drew could be playing us, splitting our votes on our team, and then all 3 of them voting for someone like Dustin or me.
If this plan works, I've said it so many times, but your boy is on his way to the end, and I still have zero votes to my name. You watch it. They should have got rid of me the very first tribal council, but your boy knows what he's doing, so you're about to be in for a rude awakening.
Survivors, come on in.
I would have sniffed
Chaos, Chris. Voted off as the last tribal council.
Chaos, Chris.
Karis is fine.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I touched it. Spelling.
All right, so you're down to 7. Congratulations. What's the most important factor in the game for each of you? I'll start with Ben. What's the most important factor in the game for you?
For me right now, it's just having fun, trying to stay alive. Obviously this round I feel pretty safe, so yeah, too bad for me.
How about you, Dustin?
It's right here, Ben's necklace. It's the most important thing. It's the only thing that matters.
Drew?
Just going with the flow, doing what I said I was going to do. So that's all you can do at this point. So.
Annie?
Well, it's always stressful when you don't have the individual of the idol. So just trying to talk to people as much as I can, but still kind of feeling like the outsider.
So how do you guys handle if you're the outsider?
I guess trying to win immunity as much as you can, but I made it 2 feet in the last one, so it wasn't really super helpful for myself on that one.
Well, you can also get super close, like Steven and Jackie, and just bounce it off one after another, just crazy close. How do you deal with that frustration when you know that could be the decision as to whether or not you're still in the game or not?
You just gotta kind of stay level-headed and just make sure you keep trying to win it. You get frustrated, it just takes you further and further away from winning immunity. So, and you just gotta hope that your alliances are strong and hope you survive the next round and try to come back and win immunity again.
So Jackie, what's the number 1 test to determine whether your alliance is strong?
The vote.
That's a Pretty good answer. I was going to ask 80 something, but I think that just topped everything that I could possibly ask. So with that,
nothing important to say.
Annie, let's get to it. Yeah, well.
So I'm putting my trust in Drew at this point that he is going to vote with Steven and I to try to gain equal playing ground 3 versus 3. So hopefully he keeps his end of the bargain up. We'll see.
Moment of truth. This can be a game-winning decision. This is the move that I've been working for this whole merge.
Sorry, Dustin. You're a really good player, but I gotta stick with my base, the people I came here with, so sorry, it's gotta be you.
Is it a V or a PH? D? There's a lot of wrong spellings happening today. Alright, this is another flyer. We were gonna split the vote, Steven and Annie. But my little suspicions about Drew got the best of me. So if he pulls out an idol after this, it's basically my fault. But if Drew turned and they're all voting one of us, then this is a win. So we'll see.
Jackie got suspicious, so we're going all in on Steven. Just hope he doesn't have a Newbie idol.
Felt the need to jog because Katie has a lot of, she's got a lot of energy. Previous winner, and it's getting tight. So it's one of those things that the longer somebody like that goes, you know that she's a super smart player, super great player, and it's time.
Alright, I'll go tally the votes. Alright, if anyone has a hidden immunity idol and would like to play it, now would be the time to do so. Alright, I'm going to read the votes. Once the votes have been read, the decision is final. The person receiving the most votes will be asked to leave tribal council area immediately. Alright, the votes. First vote. Steven. Next vote. Steven. Next vote. Steven. That's 3 votes Steven. Next vote. Dustin. 3 votes Steven, 1 vote Dustin. Dustin. 3 votes Steven, 2 votes Dustin. Next vote. Dustin. There's 3 votes Steven, 3 votes Dustin, 1 vote left. And the first tie. We have a 3-3-1 tie. So 3 votes Dustin, 3 votes Steven. Dustin, Steven, you will not vote. The remaining of you 5 will vote. You can only vote for Dustin or Steven. We will not have a tie, so that won't come into play for Rock.
Not yet, Chris. No wrong.
So,
Only 3 of us vote?
5. The only people who don't vote Dustin and Steven. So, Annie, let's do this again.
Right, so who voted for Annie? That's gonna be the mystery.
What the heck? I knew it. I knew it. Told you. Everybody's going rogue.
I need to work Dustin next round convincing him it was the girls who fucking lied to us. I'm sorry, Steven. That plan was foolproof until the girls out of all the fucking people I didn't think would screw us over did. Sorry, buddy. I'm sorry.
All right, after the revote. First vote, Dustin. Second vote, Steven. Next vote, Steven. 2 votes Steven, 1 vote Dustin. Third member of our jury, Steven.
Come on up.
Steven.
Second best actor.
We need your vote.
Literally clean, I promise. It's like your girl, man. I promise.
Ask the camera.
Got them shades on. Stunner shades.
Shit just got.
Feels like you can cut the tension in this room with a knife. So we'll see how each of you responds. See you next time.
Good job.
Stay tuned for scenes from our next episode. Next time on Survivor.
Because I called it. I so called it.
Well, I mean, Drew screwed himself over.
And I told Katie I had
So
a
then
bet.
they try to flip.
And I was like, hey, Dustin.
I
and you
didn't
were like,
You just believe what you want, but I didn't do anything.
You know, it is what it is, you know. Like I said, try to do my best with the social game at the end there and try to fill out my alliances. And I got some good intel, you know, there was a pretty good strategy going into it, but obviously it just didn't play out like it was like we thought it would, so it's all gonna come down to that last stupid ring, but you know.